Snow White and Seven Dwarfs Part 3. The next morning, the dwarfs left the house for work. Back at the castle, the queen marched up to her mirror. "Mirror, mirror on the wall," she demanded, "who is the fairest of them all?" "Snow White is the fairest of them all," said the magic mirror. "That's impossible," screamed the queen. "The girl is no longer alive." "Snow White lives," said the magic mirror, and an image was shown on the mirror of Snow White living in the cottage of the seven dwarfs. At the cottage, when the seven dwarfs were away at work, there was a knock on the door. "Who is it?" said the Snow White. She remembered the warning of the seven dwarfs not to open the door to anyone. "I am only a poor old woman," came a squeaky voice, "selling apples." But it was the evil queen disguised as an old woman. "It's raining out here, my dear," said a voice through the door. "Please let me in." Poor thing, thought Snow White, having to go door to door selling apples in the rain. And so she opened the door. "Take a look at this big red apple," said the old woman, who, as you know by now, was really the queen in disguise. She held the red apples close to Snow White's face. "Lovely, my dear, isn't it?" "I would like very much to buy your apple," said Snow White, "but I have no money." "That fine comb in your hair will make a good trade," said the old woman. "Well, all right then," said Snow White. She took the comb out of her hair and gave it to the old woman, who then gave her the apple. Snow White took a big bite. Alas, the fruit was poisoned. At once, Snow White fell to the ground in a deep sleep. Just then the door flew open. Emerged the seven dwarfs home from the day's work. They were totally shocked to find Snow White lying on the floor and what must be her stepmother beside her laughing. They chased that evil queen out the door and into the storm. Up to the very top of a mountain, they chased her. All of a sudden, lightning hit the mountain. The queen fell and she was never seen again. But there was nothing to help poor Snow White. She stared, absolutely stared in a deep sleep. The seven dwarfs gently lifted her into a glass coffin. Day and night they kept watch over her. One day, the prince happened to pass through. Ever since he had landed, Snow White was missing at the castle. He was searching for her far and wide. Now, he had finally found her, but in such a state. The prince pulled open the glass coffin. Her face glowed so bright, even in the deep sleep. He gently took one of Snow White's hands in his own and kissed it. At once, Snow White's eyes opened. With last fast kiss, the evil queen's spell was forever gone. Now, nothing stood in the way for Snow White and the prince being together forever. They returned to the prince's kingdom and lived happily ever after.